Let's a very good evening to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from. June Beresford, we see you there, and Ingrid Pollard, all the other folks who are joining us tonight. I see Winston Granada is with us as well, and Anne-Marie Selby. How you folks are doing? Share it live. We hope that you all are well and good, folks. Fired up and ready to go. We got to go, folks, because we got a lot to share with you, good folks, who are dropping by, and saying hello to us on our humble program on this side. Good to see each and every one of you. We got a couple of folks dropping by too. Let me put you on your notice one time. We got a couple of folks dropping by. I hope we clear up. We're looking a little tingish on some of these places. But good to have you guys on the other side of this monitor, on the other side of this screen, and keeping my company here as well. Good folks, we are happy, we are delighted that each and every one of you are here with us today. How you all doing now, good folks? How you all doing? Good to see each and every one of you. Pace and power. I see Steon Benjamin is here, and Dan Fordyce. How you all doing? Again, great to have each and every one of you. Clifton Smith, rock and come in. Good to have Clifton, and I see we got Andrew Griffith, Respect and Manners. How you all are hearing the audio? Do let us know. We don't want to get too far in. We made some missteps in our press conference today with audio. Don't want to make a mistake now. Sandra Hanover, we see you there. Auntie Sandra, how you doing there, Auntie Sandra? Kurt Caesar's here as well. Jamal Aziz, Leslin Charles, good to see you. Vanessa Andrews, Kurt Heideken, Iban Lamy, and all the other folks joining us. Guys, we're so privileged to have each and every one of you here. So privileged, folks. Let's have a go at it. I tell you, we got the fight card set, and we are ready to go. The fight card set. You all missing, Don't. Folks missing. Don't do it. We want to have each and every one of you here, good folks. So we holding for you all. We bracing it over, and we holding for you, good folks. Welcome. Joining us. Welcome. When you come late, you gotta share the live all the more. You gotta share the live and smash that emoji button. When you show up late, folks, we got to fight card set. We're fired up at our end, and we're ready to go. And we hope that you good folks are as well. Look, somewhat we're covering, folks. A lot of things going before the High Court. A lot of things going before the High Court. Good people, a lot of things. We watching it. We watching it. A lot of stuff going before the High Court. Yeah. You could go, we could go too. Wilton Blue, Akim Peters, former deputy mayor. We got friends in high places in the diaspora. We can tell you about that. We got some friends in some high places. And then polling, folks, some stuff happening in the UK is, these European countries increasingly looking like some shithole countries, looking like some first world countries. I said first world. Yep. And then this judge, we can talk about this judge in the US as well. Our kids, folks, we got to talk about the kids. We cannot talk about we own children. We can't not talk about we own children. So we got some of that, folks. Some of that. While we take a quick sec, share the damn live, smash that emoji button, folks, and let me go down the road. Don't do it, folks. We're fired up, and we are ready to go, and we hope that you guys are as well. We see fired up, and ready to go, and we really trust that you folks, you all are fired up and ready to go as well, and that's where we're rocking and coming from tonight. That is where we're rocking and we're going to coming from. Guys, you're great. We hope you all are great. Give us a quick sec. Give us a quick sec. A quick minute. And we have a go at it. A quick sec. A quick minute. And we're good to go. We trust that you all are well. Wherever you all rocking and coming from. Good folks, we trust that you all are well. Pace and power, good folks. Pace and power is again some of what we're following. And here's where we start, folks. We got the opener. For you good folks tonight. The Alliance for Change had a press conference today. And Kemraj Ramjatan, that's where we picked it up from. Kemraj Ramjatan. You know, them boys doing all kinds of things. And he was pointing out what's happening with the EITI locally. You know, the Extractive Industries Transparency International, the Guyana hub of it. What is happening there with EITI? Oh my God. The PPP trying all manner of things. Friends, they are trying all manner of mechanicians. All manner. You know, it can be you and I to determine whether or not they get through, you know. Whether or not they get through. We ain't having it. Don't let we have it either. Good folks, don't let we have it. Don't let me have it. So here's Cameron on some of the stuff that the PPP has been doing with the Extractive Industries Transparency International, the Guyana Hub. Very important body that overlooks what's happening in that sector. You know, here's the leader of the Alliance for Change, Cameron Ramjitan, on that note during their press conference just today.
The Alliance for Change has already sounded the alarm that the new head of GYEITI, Dr. Premisier, does not have the competence or qualifications to lead the organization. We also raised concerns that Dr. Mezier's membership and loyalty to the governing PPP would interfere with his judgment and administration of the operations of EITI. The country is still awaiting the completion and publication of the 2020 and 2021 GYEITI reports. However, as a card-carrying member of the PPP and despite being less qualified than his predecessor, Dr. Mezier was awarded a lucrative employment contract befitting his membership as a PPP elite. When Dr. Jarupat occupied the position, he earned an annual remuneration of $639,000. On the other hand, the less qualified Dr. Mezier gets $840,000 plus a monthly residential allowance of $387,000, among other benefits. What is the real reason for this augmented salary structure for someone who to date has not produced the agency's report and failed to maintain the transparency and high standards of EITI? On top of the blatantly corrupt and outlandish contract, two other hired contractors are being paid huge sums to fast-track the completion of the reports to meet the new deadline. A few weeks ago, the president of Guyana, Mr. Fanali, used his Facebook page to blame others for the delay in an attempt to muddy the waters to cover the agency's incompetence. However, it is very evident that this bloated salary package is yet another case of PPP corruption when it remunerates doubly the unqualified Dr. Premisier for his continued incompetence simply because he's a card-bearing member, friend, and family of those feeding at the trough. This is how the PPP regime spends our hard-earned means. As we have stated before, whenever and wherever the ugly scourge of corruption raises its head, the AFC will call it out for what it is. Corruption of any kind is anathema to our democracy.
Now is the opening, folks. That is how they operate. Precisely, folks. Precisely how the PP operates. Don't expect anything different from them. You're going to be sorely disappointed. You know, they folks up to the usual self. Usual trick all the time. All the time. Folks share their life. Rosetta Barton, Eva Granham, Everil, Barbara Taylor, and Leslyn, and all the other folks joining us. We are delighted you're here. And Paul, folks, if you didn't hear your name calling, it's because you didn't make a comment. We don't read minds. We're looking at the comment section. Like Cara Williams is there, Ann Nelson is there, Donna Miller, and there's where we get the name from. We get friends, family, favorites. We only got viewers who we love. You know, Arendon, Donna Daly, or Madame Rowena Cummins, the one and only Mark Burnett, and Debbie Hohenkirk, Candy Enderjit. Good to see you folks on the live. And folks, We got to move on. We got to move on. So we're following that, folks. What else we following? Y'all know where we're going? We're touching the things that we're following internationally, folks. And it's trouble. UK got political problems. Polling their problems, folks. Hold on. I tell you all, some of these countries looking more and more like first world country. Folks, some folks in UK associated with the election, party people very high up. This was a bad day in the UK. Why? Some persons were prevented from voting. Miss Miller, talk to us. Jane, Her Excellency, Jane, talk to us here. Folks, listen to some of what happened. They tell us today was local government elections in the UK. Right? They took to the polls to have their say who runs their local communities. And for the first time, they're telling us, it has been compulsory to show your ID when voting. Let me see this movie. This is where we see this ID, voting problems, elections, vitiating. For the first time, and they're telling us that several persons weren't in tune and were prevented from voting. The requirement, they say, has been controversial, and critics, of the move, they argue that it will deter young people and ethnic minorities from voting. Shortly after polls closed, they tell us, the spokesperson for the elections commissions there said, our initial assessment is that overall the elections were well run. However, the spokesman said, we already know from our research that the ID requirement posed a greater challenge for some groups in society, and that some people were regrettably, they were regrettably unable to vote today as a result of that. Folks, I ain't telling you what Guyana. Mayor Rocket come in. This is Great Britain we talking about. This is the UK. Ayabo, how things by your end? Were you able to vote? Yeah, Ayabo told us she was able to vote. Ayabo told us that she was able to vote. The folks, it was a dark day. Yep, for local polls. I never thought I'd see that. So you're going to forgive me, yeah? If the UK could have a dark day, all you could forgive us at this end. You all could certainly forgive us at this end. Ayabo, a song fair, Idol Rodney, a song fair, Basil and Hazel and all the other folks, Peter Jeffrey. That's what the folks say. Peter, did you vote? Bishop. Peter Jeffrey, thanks for joining. Son of the guy in New Soil, lives in the diaspora there in Great Britain, lives in the UK there. Did you vote? Bishop Peter Jeffrey. Yeah, they said that name. Who knew? So y'all allow us, eh? If you could get a dark day in the UK, where local government elections are concerned, please, like a since catfish go there, though. You all hear the man go on to see the coronation of King Charles? Like since he touched down his confusion in the elections commission in Great Britain. My God, this kind of is all over Jimbo Marcus, all over Basil Clark. That's some of what we're following, good folks. Some of what we're following. A judge told Trump, make up your mind. Make up your mind about testifying. Trump got so much litigation, folks. So much litigation in those courts. It boggles the mind for truth. And in this particular one, right, in this particular litigation, right, it concerns rape. It concerns rape. The judge has given him until Sunday to make up his mind. Rape and defamation. Lawyers for the prosecution, they tell us, and the defense both rested their case today in the rape and defamation trial brought against former President Donald Trump by E. Jean Carroll, the writer. But testimony in the case may not be yet over. Judge Lewis Kaplan said late Thursday that he would give Trump until 5 p.m. on Sunday evening to change his mind about taking the witness stand in his own defense to rebut Carroll's testimony that he raped her in a changing room, right, in the mid-1990s. Yep, he said, boy, think this thing over. Think this thing over. Trump wants to take the witness stand. Could Heidekin, Vanilla Garnett, what shall we tell him? Huh? What shall we say to these things? You want to play it big? The White House, very scared of AI. We saw a man, they say the godfather of AI. He said he's a little uncertain about where this thing is going. They call him the god. He was there before there was AI. He was part of the brains in the operation. He is expressing a lot of concerns. Well, the White House as well. You see, this is Mr. Godfrey Hilton, former vice president and engineering fellow at Google. Godfrey Hilton. Well, he's expressing, he said things are incredibly uncertain. The White House ain't like that. The White House sounding the alarm, worried about AI, pushing AI leaders, they say, on the risk to AI. Folks, learn all you can about AI. This is the future. It's going to be with us. We got to regulate it, much like how them boys in regulating ExxonMobil, but we got to regulate it. So we're watching that. And the White House say they are worried about that. We coming in, folks, from around the region. We happy. They're telling us Jamaican American, been living there, put her roots down there. She's been doing very well. She was confirmed as a federal judge. Yep, a federal judge. Pay some power. People from the Caribbean go and do well. And then you got some is let you down. Congrats. Right? Orella Merchant. Is it Aurelia? Orella. Or Oriala. Merchant, certain about that. Confirmed as a U.S. federal judge. Right? They're telling us that she has her roots, rather. Her father is first generation Jamaican American. Her father, she was born in the Bronx. We still claim them. We got friends and family in high places. That's why y'all know. That's why congrats to her. Peace and power to her. Continue to serve well. Her father, first generation Jamaican American. Yep, and she's confirmed now as a judge there. Next time, we happy for her. Haiti, just when things can go worse in Haiti, it just goes and does. Big market fire there. Huge market fire. The vendors were putting out their grocery there in this popular market in Haiti, they tell us. Right? And scores of those produce and so on, those stalls and so on, they tell us. In this very, very popular market. Poof! Fires of the PPP near and far. It says a large fire tore through a street market in Haiti early Thursday, consuming thousands of dollars worth of goods as vendors wailed through their losses. Yep. This place called Shada Province in Pittonville, next to the capital, Port-au-Prince. Just when you say things can go bad, more bad. Just when you say things can get worse, don't say it, because it always goes and does. Do let us know if you're receiving us loud and clear, folks. We're in the 592. How things by y'all? How y'all doing? Good to have each and every one of you. Share the damn live. Jennifer Griffith, Elder Lee Gilbert, Selwyn Peters, international lawyer. Good to see you there, Selwyn, in the live. Bred and born Guyanese, lives and works in the diaspora. He's a lawyer extraordinary. International lawyer, Selwyn Peters, is in common there. Laverne Wade, we see you there. The mother-in-law. Oh, I love this woman so bad. Laverne Wade, thanks for joining the live. Angel Wade, good to have you. And also Edward Wade. Yep. Good to have you, folks. Pay some power, folks. They're telling us 6,268 of our young people wrote the NGSA examination. I think Kwame was included there too. 517 centers countrywide accommodated them. Pace and power to our young people. Folks, this is what we got to do. Give our young people what is needed, folks, the capacity. Give them that enabling conducive environment to do well. And then let's lose them. Their answers running to some problems they got to solve in this world. That's why we got to protect them and ensure that they fulfill their purpose. 6,268 of our young people. Our only concern is going to go in September. Those schools are bursting at the seam because these people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. That's our only concern. Do we have enough space in the system to accommodate? We got the money now, so we got to do what we got to do. 6,228 of them. Hopes and dreams blossoming there. Congrats to them. Pace and power to each and every one of them. Pace and power. Moving on, folks. Moving on. How it going? How it going? Some of y'all playing y'all my life. Life. Folks, imagine. Hold on. Imagine for a goat that was allegedly stolen. One cattle farmer, Barack Ramsewa, killed a worker. Could you imagine that for a goat? And not only that, they burnt his body. Father of mercy. You don't see everything in this life, Some of y'all young yet in this business. You don't see everything yet in this life. Burnt the body. Well, the court wasn't having it. The court wasn't having it. If you can't do the time, you see, don't do the crime. Life. He'll be eligible for parole another 25 to 30 years. Life. That's what we're saying. We got to take these things very serious, folks. Got to take them very serious. People take life too easy in this country. They're too callous. And if you take a life, I go so far, bring back the hangman, you must have your life forfeited as well. You take a life in a legal manner. For goat, Leslie Thompson, that's what life worth in this country now. A goat. Then the Bundy body. Can you imagine that? The Bundy body. Yep. Some of the things we're following, folks, in the 592. Some of the things we're following, signs of the times. Just when you can't get us. Boom. Woman murdered in a hotel on the East Coast, Alpha Hotel. So the husband has been arrested. Here's linking, my God. I know if I'd rather jump through a window, 2 Guinness and 3 Banks beer, murdered in a hotel. And then he said, one headline said he walked into the police station and confessed. They said they had an argument. Man and wife had an argument and he stopped there. Walked in a police station and presented himself. Signs of the times. See why we got to stay close to Father? You see why we got to stay close to Father? Signs of the time. Like I frightened hotel now. Donna Daly, Brenda Braffett, Yvonne McPherson. Like I frightened hotel now. I don't know what to tell you. I frightened hotel real bad. Real bad. But we got to continue to support the industry. We got to continue to support. Thoughts and prayers with this lady who lost her life in this manner. Some men are some real jerks. I ain't really want to see it. They got some things swirling in my head, some other adjectives and so on. But I'm mindful, some of you, little kosher, I'm mindful, real jerks. And the rest of us got to make up all the gap. It ain't easy. Murdered in City Hotel. Said he walked into police station. Confess. Well, not at City Hotel because that falls outside of the city. Out of the hotel on the East Coast. My God. Father have his mercies. Father have his mercies, A woman died, somebody wondering why the hotel painting pink. You see how y'all stay? Hold the focus. So that's one of the things we're following, folks. But before we head from there, you know what we saw? Y'all remember jump through window story there? Kwame Street, Kwame Hotel. Oh, yes, the wife spoke out. The wife had her say. And though we can't bring you all of her comments in the interest of time, we want to bring you some of them. The wife spoke recently, folks, adding her to censor it. Debunking, or at least attempting to some of what the jumper would have said. Some of what the jumper would have said. Folks, Omar Ali's wife, Claire, spoke today, or yesterday rather. Here are some of her thoughts on that whole issue. Jumping through window, pop, hit the ground running. Here are some of her thoughts on that issue.
My name is Claire Ali, and I'm Mr. Umar Ali's wife, legal married wife.
How long have you guys been together?
23 years.
And how many kids Have you guys had together?
We having 4 kids together.
Okay, so
Yeah, two. I having 4 kids. 2 of them is his biological and 2 is not his biological. From my information that I gather, we do the postmortem today, and it showed clearly that my husband died from heart attack. Right? I just want to clear that he died from heart attack, and nobody doing anything. I pleased to myself that nobody didn't do him something, because the reason why I was saying that, like, somebody do him something because of the blood and everything, and then they jump through the window with the young lady that went there. Because if you know that this guy and you have something going and you fall, what you should have done, you should have been there to save him if you said that he's okay for you. Right? You should have waited there and tried to save him. You jump from a window and run away and leave him there to die. Now, what I'm saying, I'm very upset with her. Because you know why? The girl that went with my husband, she living right across the road here. She living right across the road here. These is people that grow under me, like small kids that come in Sophia here for live, and they were small. I give my husband fault too. I ain't blame she alone. Attacking straight. I ain't blame she alone. My husband got a part of playing in it. But what I said, if my husband bring this topic to you, you know me so well and living so close to me, you could know you could come in my yard and get anything. Why you didn't come and shine me and say, Auntie Chevron, Uncle Omar said this and Uncle Omar tell me this, and I want to put a stop into you. To be honest, it really hurt me to know that this is people that could come to me for anything and should do something like that. It really shocked me. I really can't catch myself with it. But we should really go on transpire with the 2 of them. But to be honest with you, she was saying that he loves her and he takes care of her. I know exactly what my husband worked for. Take the service street because all his money transaction, my daughters is doing. Yeah, she's his little accountant. His money just got to go through system thing. And when she finished doing up all his work, we just know every cent that he did. So I don't see where it is giving no big money or anything. Maybe it is giving 100, 200 or 1,000 or 2,000. I can't say well like a slack change, but how she come up on the media and talk about like this man was in so strong relationship is not so, because I could tell you.
So you suspect throughout these years, you didn't suspect him?
I never suspect them. One time my big daughter come and tell me, Mommy, one of Kenisha's closest friend told her that Kenisha, they with that. And I quarreled with my daughter. I said, Afisa, they could never be true because we know Kenisha long and this kind of thing. And she said, Mommy, I believe it because we don't all know how these girls stay. And I confront my husband and he said, why you would think something like that? He make me believe that he wouldn't do it. Why you would do something like that? Them girl is little dangles, them girl is Chinese food whores. You know, this kind of thing is down to heart and bad attack them. Them boys, he's come home, my husband is come home from it. He got 2 board. He's come home from the car, he's telling me, baby, I'm gonna hang my board and come back. When he come, he said, he's coming so you know what I'm by stacking out of a candy shop? And them? How them is what is the thing? Full package. This week come to me. Here's the full package from them girl out there for 2,000. So I said, where is this full package? He turned and said, you know where's full package? I said no. He said them and he's give them a 2,000 or he's buy Chinese food and a cook for them. This is what he's come and tell me. And how my husband has run down this girl so bad. I could have never believed that my husband used to betray me in the way and mashing the same thing we're talking about. You understand? I'm glad that I know today exactly what going on, because to be honest with you, I love my husband, and my husband just take care of me and the children. We don't gotta go to the shop for buying nothing. My husband is doing nothing at all. We don't gotta go for buying. We don't know when they market. We just do everything. You hear? And he give me no signal. We don't shout at nothing. We working and we building and we living life as a normal couple. He never showed me no sign of cheating. The boy is so clever that he do me this under me nose, and I didn't even realize that it was going on. Right? So what I would like to say to the public and behold, be careful of people who you trust closely up under you. Because the people that you trust, those are the people that turn and stab you in your back.
Does this bring any, now that the autopsy report has been out and the cause that has been listed as heart attack, does this bring any closure to the family in terms of understanding what?
It brings a closure to me, yes, but I still upset with her the way that things happen between me and them, because it shouldn't go down like that. And what I must say is that it happened in a way that I would have never known if my husband didn't die in that hotel with her. I would have never known that my husband was cheating with me with her. So God is know how he doing things. Because if all the time they're doing this thing and I never had a clue and I didn't never know. But after things like it start to get maybe bad out of hand or whatever, father must say, well, man, this girl is work hard and this girl is doing, this girl will go nowhere, because I tell you to be honest, when I come up from work, it's all my really there, doing what I gotta do. And father must say, man, imagine your wife working hard and you got people living so close and your wife living so nice with them, and you doing this with this woman. It's time for I expose you in the way.
And has he shown any sign of being sick? The lady related that he was sick. He told her he was sick a couple of days.
To be honest with you, my husband never sick. My husband had a little stomach problem, and I took him to private hospital. And when I took him to the private hospital, it's not something that you say he's sick to lie in bed. You understand? He started telling me that his stomach was burning. And I said, man, let me go to the doctor and see what's going on. The doctor asked him if he's a smoker and stuff. He says yes. She sent us to do a couple tests and she told him to stay away from Excel and up. She told him that, to be honest with you, she told him that. So he was not supposed to drink any Excel, any alcohol, or smoke any cigarette. He knows that, because if he tried at home with me, I would have stopped him. But maybe he wanted to go and have fun. He forget about all that the doctor tell him and he go and he drink. You understand? And it palpitate his heart and kill him. Because he wasn't supposed to be drinking.
So you think he could have been saved anytime he collapsed, from the time he collapsed?
I think he could have been saved if she have react better. Because if you says that this man is taking you as a what the thing, this man is taking you, and if I went in a hotel with that man and he fall, I would have never jumped and left him. I would have stayed there and tried my best to see what I could have done. She didn't love my husband. She didn't love him for what he can do for her. We can't run from the autopsy show that he clearly died from heart attack. They didn't say that she murdered him or anything, so we can't say that. The only thing that what I'm saying is that I'm angry with her that all it happened, because I trusted them so much, and that is what they do to me, and I would never forget though, because why we living so close.
Yep. That's how it went down, folks. Full package. The Chinese food whores. Yep, that's how it went down. You know, some other people say box of cook up and 5,000. I feel for big auntie though. Like a hot for big auntie. Careful who you trust, eh? Careful who you trust. You know, I want a clarification because I don't know if it's the husband or the girl you're talking about there. I feel for big auntie. I feel it. I feel it. I feel the one. You know, thoughts and prayers with the families. Thoughts and prayers. You know, I want both of them on the show. I want big auntie, right? And I want little auntie. I want both of them on the show. We gotta get them, bring them around the red table. One show, one night only. You see? And we put everything on the thing. Full package and all. Chinese food and all. You know? You buy a large Chinese food, you bust it in half. Cook. You see? Bring a Guinness. Bring a Banks beer. We saw this whole matter. Whole matter. The jagabats, the trench crappos. Bring them before the red table. We got to sort this matter out. You see? We got to sort this matter out. We got to sort it. Bring all them before. We want Chinese food. We want beer. We want Guinness. We will finish this problem solved. Steve, Terry Rogers, we see you there. And the least lovely queen, we see. We left in. We got to fix it. Folks, we got to solve matters, you know. We ain't kicking cans on it. We got to solve matters. We got to solve problems. Let me turn attention to them, boys. Well, look, story here now. You think they're easy? Yeah? You think they're easy? Some of them, you got to throw them through window. They went with a jump. They're going to court. You see, when you run to court now, they fault you. When you run to court, they lost this matter concerning the Police Service Commission. You know, the court ruled in the favor of Paul Snow. The president suspended the commission illegally. The president suspended the commission illegally. He acted unconstitutionally. Now they're heading to court. You see? I mean, like, how many more losses you could take? How many more losses? You know? And like, since you turn AG, like something is secure. You know, they say the thing from Guadeloupe strong. The thing from Guadeloupe strong. You know, like since you take AG, you just get the case after case, you're struggling. I know Basil Williams is a bright fella. Basil Williams could beat and teach. Any day. Beat and teach. He's a bright fella. But like since you touch down there's age. And a little brighter. And a little bright as well. What's happening here? And it look like you need a Chinese food here though. They're going to court to appeal the matter. The same people who won't bar you from accessing the court, they're utilizing it to the leisure. And it look like you can take 2 Guinness and a Banks beer. And I'll check your fried rice. So they're heading to court over the PSC matter, folks. The PSC matter, the Police Service Commission. Even now, while the Chief Justice says, you know, the chairman, the appointment of the chairman is okay within the remit of the president. She said that the whole commission, how they went about that, not having the police service, not having the other service commission chairman being part of it, how they gonna function? Them boy don't care about lying, no. They're still going to front. They're still going on. Still going on, but we following them. Don't come wrong, we funny though. It's only I could go to court. It's only I could go to court. What story you know? It's only y'all could go? All right. All right. We ain't talking with water in we mouth. Let's see here now. Fraud is fraud. Oh, the thief in the eye now. The trying to run away with the yes. On the show. That's why we're going to court too. Because fraud is fraud. Who vex? We sitting down here watching people rig an election before our eyes. And you gotta wait to file election petition? All right. You think it's so? You know, you think it's so? Here are some of the reasons. You know, we've articulated some of them before. In his press conference today, leader of the opposition, leader of the PNCR, Mr. Aubrey Norton, articulated, you know, some of his Feelings on this issue. Fraud is fraud. Who vex vex? Take a look. Take a listen.
The leader of the opposition.
GCOM, as presently chaired and managed, lacks the competence and integrity to deliver free, fair, and credible elections. On Tuesday, 2nd May, GCOM released the approved list of candidates for all 10 municipalities and 70 NDCs for the 2023 local government election. As a consequence, all of the numerous instances of electoral fraud committed by the PPP have been locked into these lists. Despite the hard evidence we produce of PPP skullduggery, GCOM has decided to bury its head in the sand and to ignore its constitutional responsibility under Article 162(1)(a), which states that the Elections Commission, and I quote, shall issue instructions and take such actions as appear to it necessary or expedient to ensure impartiality, fairness, and compliance with the provision of the Constitution or any act of Parliament, unquote. For GCOM to state that those allegations of forgery and voter impersonation are matters for the police and for elections petition is a gross dereliction of its constitutional responsibility to the people of Guyana. The chairperson, Claudette Singh, does not understand or chooses to so pretend what responsibility means. It means the commission has a duty, an obligation, and a binding undertaking. Delivering fair and impartial elections is not the duty or obligation of neither the Guyana Police Force nor the High Court. The Constitution explicitly places that responsibility fully in the lap of GCOM. The Commission has no room for dodging and ducking its obligation here. Clearly, GCOM is a pawn of the PPP administration and cannot deliver free, fair, and credible elections to the people of Guyana. Further, for GCOM to apply one set of rules to certain constituencies and different rules to other further exposes it to charges of ineptitude or political bias at its very top. The case in question involves constituencies in Woodlands Bel Air Region 5 and in Wakanam Region number 3. In the first name area, GCOM declared that the fraudulent list of candidates could only be contested by way of a petition after the elections because they had already been signed off by the returning officer. However, in the Wakanam instance, although the document had also been signed off, the RO proceeded to rescind the approval in clear contradiction of the law. As Commissioner Vincent Alexander publicly noted, and I quote, the PPPC appointed commissioners, along with the chairperson, are the ones who perpetrated this travesty of injustice. This is a clear manifestation of the partisan political nature of the PPP-dominated commission. From all this, Guyanese must note the following stark reality, if they haven't already. GCOM, as presently composed, chaired, and mismanaged, does not have the competence, integrity, attitude, foresight, and vision to deliver free, fair, and credible elections in Guyana. Elections that can win the trust and confidence of the Guyanese public and all contesting groups and parties. Fixing the Guyana Elections Commission must begin now. No hope for workers under the PPPC government. The starkest indication of the PPP's government's incompetence and uncaring nature is that despite billions of dollars of current and projected oil revenues, most citizens have seen no improvement.
Pace and power. Pace and power. Another day, folks. Fires of the PPP. Fires of the PPP. Every day something's burned up in this country. It's fourth, it's what, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th wonder of the world. Every day something goes down. Folks, we got 2,300 people watching us on Facebook alone. 1,200 watching us on YouTube live, among some other places. Share the light. Don't go be out here looking tin with these emojis. Don't go be out here looking tin with the shift. Don't do it. We not having it. Beehive houses burned down. Well, see what no, 4 homeless. It'll be it'll be a bad house then burned down. Every day, inexplicably, things go up in flames. In this little 2x4, things just go up in flames. Beehive house. Four homeless. 4 homeless. I can tell you. You know, them boys out here selling dreams. Them boys out here selling dreams. Look, story now. Now, your friend. Big press conference today. Since your friend step out, he take over. You know, he didn't want to write book and become some farmer. Promising that, you know, they're working on teachers' pay. Till now, all the money sharing out all kinds of places. We still working on teachers' pay. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. You can't trust them, you know, to safeguard Guyanese interests under ExxonMobil contract. They appealing the contract on behalf of ExxonMobil. And he want you trust he. Clive Jackson, he want you trust he. On teachers' pay. West side. West side. We must trust he on teachers' pay. Don't do it. Don't do it. The closer folks. Somebody, I tell you, I got a guest dropping by. They tell us a little more. The same contract story. The same contract. So don't go nowhere, man. Shucks, where you going? Yeah? You don't know if you stay here a little longer. Squidward himself, I might be saving you from jumping through some window. You see? But some of you have it. Look, you see the Chinese food? Behave yourself, yeah? Behave yourself. Right? Tomorrow's holiday, sit down. Tomorrow's holiday, sit down. Folks, that same contract story. When checking this up, beat and teach. I got a guest dropping by. I want drum roll. I want drum roll from a guest. Come on. You see, we don't come out anyhow, you know. We got to bring out we guests proper. Bring out we guests proper. 5 on the I bring out we guests proper. Folks, we're privileged to have Manzo Walton, the Shadow Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Manzo has her legal training, and believe it or not, I don't know why some people stay quiet on these things, you know, but Manzo has her legal training in these very issues that we're talking about today. She has a master's in maritime law, and her focus was offshore drilling and the environment. Believe it or not. Amanzo, welcome to our broadcast.
Thank you, Sharon, and good night to your In the Ring viewers.
Excellent. Manzo, now, you know, we are in the throes of the decision of the High Court in this, as is popularly called, the ExxonMobil insurance case. Justice Sandil Kisoon decision, I think, is going to be talked about, is going to be studied at University of Guyana and in the region and internationally for a long time to come. He was definitive, leaving no room for speculation in this judgment. Get insurance now. I'm gonna get to parts of his judgment in just a little bit, but give us an overview, your first reaction.
My first reaction is that really it is a very important decision that was handed down by Justice Kisoon. There is a level of vindication that I feel because we have, as an opposition, for years been saying this about the EPA, that they are derelict in their duty towards the people of Guyana. And you see the judge basically bearing us out in that regard. Very scathing judgment as it relates to the EPA and their lack of protection of the interests of the people of Guyana. And so I think, as you've rightly said, it is a decision that is going to be studied because it certainly is a landmark decision that we have had grace our legal landscape. I want to say, as I've said just now, I want to reiterate that this is what we as the opposition have been saying for years. We have pointed out how this PPPC administration, Barra Jagdeo and his cabal, have decimated the EPA. They've stripped it of all of the expertise necessary to perform the functions that it needs to perform, particularly in the context of us now being an oil producing nation. And this is the result. So I think it's a good day for the judicial system. It's a good day for our jurisprudence. And certainly we'll be monitoring it closely because the Attorney General has indicated his intention to appeal, which is something I'm sure we'll discuss as we move along.
Thanks very much, Amanda. Let me get to a portion of the decision handed down by the High Court yesterday via Justice Sandil Kisoon. He says that the agency, this is the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, sought refuge in silence, avoidance, concealment, and secrecy, notwithstanding the grave potential danger and consequences to the state and citizens if an event occurred at the Liza Phase 1 petroleum production facilities in the Stabroek offshore Guyana. In the absence of such financial assurances mandated by their permit, which company, and more than which company, which government allows this, Amanda? Talk to us.
Sharon, look, what the judge has done there in terms of his referencing the opacity and the lack of transparency, he has, I think, succinctly summarized, he has summarized in essence, rather, the modus operandi of the PC administration under Irfaan Ali and Bar Jagdeo. Look, I think it is important that we set the context here. You have historically, since there has been oil exploration, you have had accidents. You had the Exxon Valdez, you had the Deepwater Horizon, and indeed a number of oil spills across the world that has resulted in hundreds of billions of dollars. Deepwater Horizon, the settlement was somewhere in the vicinity of 160 billion US dollars. So the question that we have to ask ourselves is, why do we believe that we are exempt from such an occurrence? And if we accept that we are not exempt from such an occurrence, then I think it behooves us, it behooves the government to put mechanisms in place to protect our interests. Now, mind you, Article 149J of the Constitution imposes on the government a duty to preserve the environment for present and future generations. And it goes on to vest certain rights of Guyanese as it relates to our enjoyment of the environment. So you have history indicating to us that there's a possibility of this happening. You have a government that has been, that has under our constitution certain constitutional duties. And then you have, by way of legislation, an agency that the people of Guyana, through their elected representatives in the National Assembly, would have vested with certain powers and authorities to look after their interests as it relates to our environment. And that agency is the EPA, intended to be an autonomous body that would be, as it were, the watchdog for the environment. So we're setting the context here. So you have the probability of accidents happening. You have a government that has certain duties under the Constitution. You have a body vested with legislative authority on behalf of the people of Guyana to safeguard their interests. And then you have a company whose fiduciary obligation is first and foremost to its shareholders to maximize their profits, as it were. And so our quarrel as the people of Guyana lies with the government of Irfaan Ali and Bar Jagdeo, because we are the ones to whom they owe this fiduciary obligation pursuant to our constitutional rights. We are the people who have vested through our elected representatives and assented to by the executive, the Environmental Protection Agency, with the powers and responsibilities of overseeing our interests in the context of the environment. And so I think it has to be very clear the context in which we are operating. So what has happened is that you have a judgment that has been handed down saying, you, the EPA, you have been derelict in your duty towards the people of Guyana and towards the environment. What you have is a government now disagreeing with that. And so the indication from the Attorney General leaves the people of Guyana to wonder whose interests are they really serving. Because if you have a court saying, look, EPA, as you are duty bound to do, you have to look after and to safeguard the rights of the citizens of Guyana. And you have an Attorney General who is saying, oh no, we will appeal that. Of all the judgments and all the cases for
Well, I was
appeal,
coming there.
why this one?
Circling back to the judgment again. Here is Justice Sandal Kisoon saying, to safeguard the people that vote for PP, that didn't vote for them, to safeguard one Guyana. We could go bankrupt if you have an event, an oil spill, or what, the several other possibilities, that disasters that could happen in that sector. To safeguard the people, this is what you must do. Exxon and appealing, the government appealing. Imagine, this is bizarre.
Bizarre doesn't even begin to describe it. And you've made a point. Exxon is not appealing this judgment. It is the government of Guyana appealing a judgment that says that the EPA is derelict. Instead of focusing on strengthening the environmental watchdog, Anil Nandlal and his crew are going down the road of litigating against the interests of the people of Guyana. And this is what has to be made clear. A lot of people are going for Exxon and laying the blame at Exxon. As Guyanese citizens, we expect our government to operate in our interests.
As the regulator.
They are required to do. The EPA, as an autonomous agency, is expected to act as the regulator and to do all that is necessary to protect the interests of the environment and the people of Guyana. So instead of doing that, what has happened? The EPA has now stopped following the science. They have stopped following the research. They have stopped following the historical indications that these oil spills are possible. And they're now a political lackey. And they're taking directives from Anil Nandlal and the likes of Barra Jagdeo. And so this has to worry us as Guyanese. Look, Sherrod, we cannot begin to understate. We can't understate the importance of us having these protections in place. $160 billion or thereabouts was the settlement figure for the Deepwater Horizon. Now, what the court is saying is this: you must give a parent company guarantee. And I heard Barra Jagdeo today trying to sandance and to kerfuffle the people of Guyana about unlimited insurance. That is not what the court said. And if you read the judgment, the court was very keen to point out that what the judge is saying is that there must be, in addition to the insurance, the parent company guarantee. To put simply, Sherrod, you have a son. You are his parent. What you are saying is, if my son does something and it causes harm, I, as the parent, am saying that I will stand the liability for the harm that he has caused. That is all that is. And it is not a concept that is new or foreign to business. So for Barra Jagdeo to be on a press conference misleading the people of Guyana is a shame, is an absolute disgrace, and he ought to be ashamed of himself. It is simply saying that, look, as your son Sherrod, he may only have this amount of money, but the damages from his activity could exceed this amount. I will step in and I will cover that amount. That is what the guarantee is about, very simply. So to come to bring this argument about unlimited insurance and to try to cover for people, unacceptable. The other point to note, Jared, is that when you look at the totality of the circumstances, you realize how vulnerable we are as a nation. Now, should an oil spill occur, you're not only talking about the cleanup, you're also talking about the costs attached to the degradation of the environment. You're also talking about the costs attached to possible transboundary pollution. So not only if God forbid an oil spill should occur in our operations, the liability for damage to Trinidad, to Suriname, to as far as Curacao, we could possibly, depending on the scale and magnitude of this spill, be responsible for all of that. And so for the government to turn a blind eye and to pretend as if history is not replete with examples of this happening and to basically abandon the people of Guyana is unacceptable, and they have to be called out for it.
Correct is right. Correct is right. But it looks as though, MP, that we've seen this movie again. We see Jagdio in the past saying, if we only cede some of this territory to Venezuela, this belongs to us as Guyanese. We ain't ceding nothing. If we only cede some of our interests and some of our rights in this contract to ExxonMobil, right? Why are they always so eager not to protect Guyanese interests?
Because the Bar Jagdio and Irfan Ali and their likes have never been about the people of Guyana. And I think if this doesn't demonstrate it clearly, I don't know what else will. You are appealing a judgment, and you have not been able to give any credible reason as to why you're doing it. There is no commitment to strengthen the EPA as the environmental watchdog. There is no commitment on their part to do better in the future, but they are litigating and appealing a matter against the interests of Guyanese people. And so I don't know what else has to happen for us to understand that Barry Jagdio, Irfan Ali, they never cared about the people of Guyana. They care about their friends, their family, and as we say, their favorites. And so they would sell us up the river if it meant that they could get a few dollars more. And this is why they are unfit to hold the seat of government and to govern this nation. And look, LGE is coming up, and we must say to them loud and clear that you are unfit to govern in our interest, because you've clearly demonstrated you don't have our interest at heart. And then when the national elections come, we must vote them out of government. These are the people that will sell our birthright for a few dollars more. And we have to absolutely resist them. And we have to get about the work and the task of rebuilding our institutions. Look, the EPA had the most qualified head it has ever had in Vincent Adams. They fired him to put a disgraced EPA head that was fired from the EPA. Look at the issue with the EITI, the transparency, the extractive transparency program. They fired a qualified head to put one of their political lackeys. And now we have defaulted on our reporting and we face disqualification from the program. You have seen what they have did with the Public Accounts Committee. They have everything that this PPPC does. It is a pattern of criminality.
Amanda, I'm happy you're on that thread, because when I did law, and I didn't follow it, I graduated. We didn't follow it in Eugene second year, like some other folks. We talked about viewed in isolation. Some things may not make sense, but when taken together, when taken as a whole.
When the facts are taken as a whole, what emerges is a pattern of callousness, of criminality, and a lack of care for the people of Guyana on the part of Bar Jagdio and Irfan Ali and their cabal. And that is as clear as day. Listen, I have gotten so many calls saying, MP, explain this to us. How is it that the government is appealing this? Is the government now standing against the people of Guyana in this decision? And so
That
Anil
that is
Dantes has
reality.
to come and explain to the people of Guyana, how is this in their best interests? Because inquiring minds want to know. And so,
Yeah.
Sharon, I believe that the upcoming LGE, they must be sent a very clear message that we see you, we understand you. This farce about one Guyana will not work, because when the rubber reaches the road, you have never been about, nor are you about now, the interests of the people of Guyana. And we will hold you accountable for it.
Very well. Amanda, as you're wrapping up, you are articulating those things that, when taken together, gives you that pattern. These are the folks who say they love transparency and all these other things. We just felt 26 places in terms of our treatment of journalists, you know, and press
26 places.
and press freedom.
Yes,
26.
I noted that. I noted that. And so 26 places is not one or two. This is 26 places. And Sharon, if you look at it, what you are seeing is a type of governance that you saw pre-2015, but far more dangerous now because of the amount of oil that is, the oil money that is in the economy. That is all you're seeing. It is the same old, the same old corrupt cabal that keeps us racially divided so that we could be fighting each other while they make off like bandits to the bank with our money, with our patrimony, with the patrimony of future generations. And we as Guyanese, we have to wake up and we have to hold them accountable. And when we talk about the facts being taken together, Sharon, you see here now why it is important that we do not give up the fight for a clean voters list.
Correct. Correct.
Because what they will do is that they will gerrymander and they will corrupt the electoral process to get into office and to try to win an election before the first ballot is cast. And then they will use that to say, oh, we won an election, which is an event, but use that as the opportunity to continue government and to continue to rape and rob and pillage and plunder this country and our patrimony. And so we have to wake up and we have to begin to be vigilant. We have to begin to be vigilant. As I always say, we gotta hold a folk and we gotta watch them. We have to watch them, because you see glaringly that they are not for the people of Guyana. They've never been about our interests. And so it is time for us to hold them accountable.
Watch them indeed. Watch them indeed. Amanda Walton, this year, our shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Thank you for spending this time with us, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Sharon. Thanks.
Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
Let's play.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal in-the-ring592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments. Want to keep getting the best in the ring?
Let's play.
Yes, you can help us to keep going by partnering with us through your contributions. And it's easy. Send us a daily, weekly, or monthly donation, whichever is most convenient to you. Cash App at $in-the-ring592, Zelle and PayPal in-the-ring592 at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 627-6963 for how to contribute via MoneyGram and Western Union and for MMG payments.
That being said, good folks, that being said, that's the last bell, you know. We trust that you guys are great. Thanks for staying with us, folks. It's a holiday tomorrow. That being said, it's a holiday tomorrow. We trust that you guys are great. You know, take some time off for you. They tell us it's a holiday tomorrow. We'd love to be here, but we like to get the rest when we can. To retire, we don't retire. We're doing some work. It's a holiday tomorrow. We're going to be off all our programs, folks. We're going to see you guys back here next week. If we have to come on, we have to come on, as we always say. But that being said, folks, we're going to see you guys back next week. You got to watch them. We want to encourage you, folks. If you need a good justice of the peace, these guys are going to be open on Saturday down at the Callion Mall. You need a good justice of the peace, a commissioner of votes, Traffy David. Get the answers you need, good folks, with the Alistair Collins firm. They're good folks. They're good folks. They understand the work of a commissioner of votes, Traffy David, and a justice of the peace. They're going to give you expert guidance and support for all your documentation needs. Right on near the Callion Mall, between Camp and Waterloo Streets, on Lamaha Street at the Callion Mall. 649-6410. 685-6448. Yep. We recommend them highly, good folks. We recommend them highly. That being said, thanks for being here with us, guys. All week long, stay safe. Respect and manners. Respect and manners, good folks. Mikhail Andrew Coates, Diane Graves, Andy. Diane Graves, Andy. Thanks for the thing. Thanks for the thing, Diane. If you see Diane, they are in tongue showing your body. I say Guinness, tech one. Bugs Bear, tech one. If you see Diane showing your body, this city, I'll try it out. You all know you are label. Keith Evans, Claire Alexis, Chamley Richmond. Quincy Cruz and Osman Hodge. Good to see you. Hewlin Daman. Good to have you. Melinda Morris. Foot Cow. Good to have you here as well. Natasha Moffat. Carolyn Haley and all the other folks. Philandry and all the other guys joining us. Share the live before you go. Smash that emoji button before you go. It's 9:29 at our end. We still got 2,000 of you watching us, folks. Drink your Persian ketchup here. Have a good holiday tomorrow. Happy, I think, Indian arrival day. Happy arrival day. Happy arrival day, folks. We'll see you guys back next week. Monday sharp. Take good care. That's me time. You hear the last bell already. That's my program. Stay safe.